Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of January 29, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Defense against Ukrainian offensives. The briefing also includes a summary of Russian defensive efforts in repelling Ukrainian advances in the Kursk region, detailing engagements that resulted in Ukrainian losses and the destruction of military hardware.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of January 29, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Colonel, can you give us a general overview of where the special military operation stands as of today, January 29, 2025?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct operations across multiple fronts. Our primary focus remains on securing strategic positions, neutralizing enemy threats, and disrupting military infrastructure that supports the Ukrainian armed forces. Over the past 24 hours, our units have achieved significant tactical gains in key regions, including Kharkov, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kursk.
Let's start with the Kharkov region. What is the latest on Russian advancements there?
Our North Group of forces has been actively engaging Ukrainian formations in Kharkov, particularly around the settlements of Lipsy and Volchansk. In these operations, enemy forces suffered significant losses, including up to 30 personnel, an armored combat vehicle, a car, and 2 field artillery pieces.
And what about the West Group of forces operating in the same region?
The West Group has successfully improved its tactical position and inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian tank, mechanized, and assault brigades near Topoly, Lozoveya, and Zeleny. Ukrainian forces lost an estimated 320 servicemen, a tank, multiple armored personnel carriers, including 2 U.S.-made M113 APCs, 8 vehicles, 6 artillery pieces, and 2 NOTA electronic warfare stations. Additionally, our forces destroyed 3 enemy ammunition warehouses, further degrading their operational capacity.
The Donetsk People's Republic has been another hotspot. What can you tell us about Russian operations in this region?
The Southern Group of forces has secured advantageous positions by defeating 2 mechanized brigades and 2 territorial defense brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in Verkhnekamenskoye, Yantarnoye, Orakovo-Vasilevka, and Chasov Yar. Ukrainian losses in this sector amounted to 220 servicemen, 3 armored combat vehicles, 5 vehicles, and 2 artillery pieces.
We understand there was also a key liberation in Donetsk. Can you elaborate?
Yes. The Center Group of forces successfully liberated the settlement of Novoye Lizavetovka in Donetsk. During this operation, enemy losses included 520 personnel, a tank, 7 armored combat vehicles, including 2 U.S.-made M113s, 7 vehicles, 5 artillery pieces, and a US&/TPQ-37 counterbattery radar system.
Let's turn our attention to the East Group. What progress has been made there?
The East Group is making steady advances into enemy defenses, engaging Ukrainian mechanized and marine brigades around Razliv and Constantinople. Over 135 enemy troops, a tank, and 4 artillery guns, including one of Western manufacture, were neutralized.
The DNEPR group of forces is also playing a role. What's the latest there?
Our Dnepr forces have been active in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, where they inflicted losses on Ukrainian mechanized brigades near Molotokmachka and Antonovka. Enemy casualties here exceeded 50 servicemen and 4 vehicles.
In addition to ground operations, air power has played a crucial role. What have been the key targets in recent airstrikes?
Operational tactical aviation, strike UAVs, missile forces, and artillery have damaged critical Ukrainian military infrastructure, including military airfields, production workshops and storage sites for UAVs and unmanned boats, and Ukrainian manpower and equipment in 156 locations. Furthermore, our air defense systems shot down 165 UAVs in the past 24 hours, significantly weakening enemy aerial capabilities.
Let's turn to the Kursk region, where Ukrainian forces reportedly attempted an invasion. What has been the outcome of those engagements?
Ukrainian forces attempted a large-scale push in Kursk, but our North group of forces repelled 8 counterattacks and inflicted significant damage on their formations, including 420 personnel losses in the last 24 hours, 3 tanks, 7 armored combat vehicles, and 29 cars destroyed, as well as 7 UAV control points and an ammunition depot eliminated.
That's a significant setback for Ukrainian forces. Can you provide a broader casualty estimate for their operations in the Kursk direction?
Since the beginning of operations in this sector, Ukrainian forces have lost 55,900 servicemen, 325 tanks, 239 infantry fighting vehicles, and 184 armored personnel carriers, 1,649 armored combat vehicles, 1,693 transport vehicles, and 392 artillery pieces, and DMARs and other Western-supplied systems. The operation continues with a focus on advancing strategically, neutralizing enemy assets, and preventing Ukrainian counteroffensives. The armed forces remain committed to achieving their objectives with precision and effectiveness.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. The situation in Sudan continues to worsen as the army battles the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, for control of key areas, including an oil refinery near Khartoum. Reports indicate that over 800 people, mostly civilians, have been killed, with the region of Darfur being particularly affected by the violence. Civilians are bearing the brunt of the conflict, facing immense suffering. The Sudanese army recently broke an RSF siege on its command center in central Khartoum, but fighting remains intense in several regions, with activists reporting alarming levels of civilian casualties. In response, NATO has imposed sanctions on Sudan's army chief over attacks on civilians, reflecting their concerns for the RSF forces in the ongoing conflict.